I think you'll see a lot of spaces that are going to be a little bit more open and less dense. I think that's, a response to what's happening right now. You're going to see a lot of programmed outdoor areas and internally probably. I think that's probably going to be just something that's going to be required in the future.
We're in webinars constantly about people and how they interact with each other, and I think there's some interesting conversations going on about separating people and different traffic paths and things like that. But I personally think the realistic nature is people want to be around people. And we thrive being next to each other and interacting with each other. So I think some of these trends need to figure out how to marry the separation versus the interaction.
So I think the way we'll probably approach it is maybe the internal space kind of stays the same, but you'll have more common areas that are a little bit larger that some of these multi-tenant buildings could actually have as an amenity. So you'll have maybe a big lounge area or a big outdoor covered area that you could go out and spread out. Not so much maybe having, individual larger spaces. I think you'll just see a lot of more larger common outdoor spaces.
Differences, obviously we've got to deal with realistic things like air conditioning and all of the logistical issues that you run into. And those things are really difficult to kind of figure out. How do you achieve the same type of lighting in the sun that you would interior, and how do you deal with the heat factors and things like that. But I think as far as making comfort level, I think in Dallas, minus the hot of the summer, will be good.
For us, a lot of the time, we look at architecture and some of our designs, and we like to think of our buildings as kind of a backdrop for these outdoor spaces that are created. And so whether it be an outdoor plaza or some seating area or a shaded structure, just something that kind of helps define the outside and the landscape. So we work a lot and collaborate a lot with landscape designers and environmental designers to kind of help build that outdoor space.
We are recently working on a multifamily project with our multifamily team. We started working on the amenity spaces and how they kind of flow out into the common areas. We have this great looking paseo and pool area and lounge. So we've really started to kind of talk to the landscape architect, and they're interested in what we're doing and how we can flow things from the inside out. And it has to do with lighting and fabrics and all of these kind of interesting things that really make it feel like one cohesive space instead of, hey, I'm outdoors and hey, I'm indoors. So it's very exciting and kind of new territory for us.